Hello and good morning sa CED 10 101A at saka sa CED 12 101A. So, subject that you have is ProfEd1, Professional Education 1. So, the title is the Child and Adolescent Learners and Learning Principles. So, I'll be giving you the subject overview so that you will know the topics that we are going to discuss, as well as you could look for some references or books that you can read, and as well as give some feedbacks regarding what you have read. Okay, so first of all, when we have the synchronous meeting within this week also, no? For CED 12, we have last Monday, and for CED 10, we have last Tuesday or yesterday. Today is Wednesday, no? So, I told you that you are going to have the YouTube channel instead of the Google Meet that we have done last days. So, when I ask you why RTU, why CED, and why your major that you have chosen, you have given me some reasons, and maybe I'll be more convinced to know that those reasons are in reality if you have the so-called mission, vision of RTU, as well as the goals and objectives of College of Education. So, that is your first assignment. On the first page of your notes or notebooks, you have to write those mission, vision of RTU, and the goals and objective of College of Education. So, by our next synchronous meeting, I'll be asking for you to show to me what you have written on those things that we need to know, and those are the reason why or what kind of teachers you will be in the future. Okay, for our first unit on this subject is about human growth. So, human growth and development, that refers to four important aspects of human being: the physical, the cognitive, the social aspect, as well as the emotional aspect of the individual. Remember, we are going to concentrate on the learners, which will be from, as I've said during our synchronous meeting, is the learners should start from grade 5, grade 6, grade 7 up to grade 10. Okay? So, on this unit, we have also to know the basic concept and some principles or issues on human development, no? There are a lot of things that they have to discuss about the issues. And the very important thing here is the developmental tasks for every stages. So, meaning to say, for every age, we have to know what the learners can do or cannot do. For Unit 2, so that would be the different developmental theories given by different psychologists. One is Sigmund Freud on his psychoanalytic theory. Second is Jean Piaget on the cognitive. The third is Erik Erikson on the social aspect. Then we also have Lawrence Kohlberg on his moral development. Then Leo Vygotsky on socio-cultural, or it's more on the scaffolding. And then the last one is Yuri Bronfenbrenner, which speak of the different layers of the bioecological aspect of the individual. So, that would be the different theories of psychologists based on the human individual or human being. Unit 3 will be working on the first stage of human life, which is the prenatal. Prenatal, from conception up to the birth of the child. And then Unit 4, that start with the infancy and toddler. Unit 5, the early childhood, or what we call the preschooler or the kindergarten children. Unit 6 will be on the middle childhood, which is referring to grade 1 to grade 4, or we call them primary schooler. Then Unit 7, we have the late childhood, and that is the intermediate schooler or the grade 5 and 6. Okay? And the most important here is the unit, okay, the Unit 7, then Unit 8. The Unit 8 is more on the adolescent period, which start from age 12 to age 16. So that is grade 7 to grade 10. So what are we going to discuss on this are the following. We have the physical. Of course, there is a lot of changes of the physical as well as the sexual, which you may be referring to puberty. And then we can also discuss it's either early or late maturation of the child. There are some habits that may we consider the negative or the positive, and if it is the negative, we have to know how the child will cope with this negative side. And then we also have to discuss on what we call metacognition. Metacognition is about thinking about thinking. Then what about those children we consider overachiever? Okay yun. If it is underachiever, we have to know some solution how to help them. And then also the difference between egocentrism, idealism, and realism. For this age, they have to differentiate which of these three is important. Then for the socio-emotional, this is more on the family, friendship, and other maybe interaction or interaction personal of the child. Then the moral reasoning and feeling is important also in this case, knowing what is good and what is bad. So they have also consider the what we call the imposed morality. So in this case, we could have say that the child is doing good or doing bad in terms of the behavior or attitude. And lastly, of course, their privacy against freedom. So this is very important for a adolescent. So they need to know which they are free to do and which they are private to do. Okay? So those are the topics that we have to discuss in ProfEd1, or what we call the Child and Adolescent Learners and the Learning Principle. So I do hope you could watch this video or YouTube, and then you may write all those things that I have given. So thank you for listening. So I do hope you like and subscribe the YouTube channel. Thank you.